Whether you're shooting a zombie flick, an action movie, or simply a romantic comedy, makeup plays an important role in how your actors look. Today we have with us Dan Phillips, an Emmy Award-winning makeup artist whose credits include Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, Oz the Great and Powerful, and Erik Steele. Dan, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So Dan, why is makeup so important in film?
I think makeup is important to basically, first and foremost, to establish a look for an actor.
I think you look great.
It also helps with the continuity throughout the film. A lot of people don't understand that we don't shoot films from the beginning to the end. Sometimes we shoot them in the middle first. And by doing certain types of makeups, I will be able to establish continuity throughout the whole film, and it also just helps in keeping that continuity.
What's the average day look like for a makeup artist on a film?
Long, super long. Normally we're the first ones to get there. We get there, early before the sun rises most days, and we're the last ones to leave at the end of the night. Because what we do is we get our actors through the makeup trailer and through the looks, is what we call it in the movie industry. And once they get through looks, they basically go to set. And from there, we pack up our bags and we go to set with them, and we keep up the makeups throughout the day. And that might be something as simple as powdering them to keep them from sweating, or to add more sweat to them to keep them sweating all day long if the scene calls for it. At the end of the day, we bring them back to our trailer. We take the makeups off of them and get them ready for the next day of shooting.
So let's talk about special effects makeup. How is it different from regular everyday makeup?
Oh wow, night and day for the most part. Regular everyday makeup involves, basic makeup, basic beauty, but special effects can be stuff like prosthetics, bruising, scarring. A bloody nose is considered a special effects makeup. But then we start getting to the high-end special effects makeups, like the prosthetic, guys like this, the werewolf, stuff like that is all done with prosthetics.
What does a makeup artist need to understand to do special effects makeup?
What they really need to understand is some basic, the basic human form. Anatomy is huge for them to understand. Sculpture, they really need to know how to sculpt with clays and so forth, because everything starts in the special effects world for the most part as a sculpture and goes into mold making, goes into prosthetic pieces. There are tons of different multiple skill sets in special effects world, from sculpting to mold making to painting to you name it. We do it in the special effects world. So the more multi-diverse you are in those different categories, the better you're going to be in that world.
So what made you want to get into the world of special effects makeup for film?
Well, I always, even as a kid, had a love for monster films. I always just wondered, how do they do that? I know it's not real. How do they make it look so real, So I would steal my mom's makeup and try to do scars on me or my friends or whoever would let me do them. It's one of those things where the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. And that basically started my road.
Gotcha. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's considering a career in makeup or film?
My advice is to practice, 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 and practice. Sculpture is a big part of it, but practice all the skill sets. Take classes. I teach classes out of my studio. Take classes from reputable people that are good in the industry. But the biggest thing is you have to have the passion for what you want to do. I tell people all the time, I can teach anybody this stuff, but the passion is what's going to make them good at it.
Thanks, Dan, for the insight. In our next episode, we're going to be talking about visual effects and how to shoot your film with them in mind.